Hello everyone, welcome to the Robert channel. Today, just 2 days after the night his precious flock was stolen, Robert and I head to the district police station to file a report. No cameras, no clear footprints, but with Robert's sincerity and sharp observations, Mai's gentle encouragement, and the dedication of a young officer, the journey to reclaim justice has begun. This is only the first day of the investigation, yet it is already filled with emotions, tears, and a powerful belief in humanity. Hit subscribe now so we can follow this journey together. Early winter morning. Thick fog blanketed the village like a giant white quilt. Icy winds whistled through pine needles and stilt-house roofs, making the bamboo wind chimes tremble. Robert woke at 4 a.m., sat by the glowing wood stove, eyes ringed dark from 2 nearly sleepless nights. He wore his old, frayed shoulder jacket and the gray wool hat I wear upon, holding a cloth bag with sticky rice cakes Mrs. Land had wrapped the day before and a small bottle of carefully fermented leaf corn liquor. A thank you gift, as Mom instructed. I stayed up with him, brewed a thermos of hot artichoke tea, and placed it in his frozen hands. Drink this to warm up. Today we go file the report, tell them everything clearly. The police will definitely help us. Robert held the thermos, warmth spreading through his numb palms. But his eyes were still red. I'm just afraid. Afraid we won't get the golden chickens back. They were my sweat moms, yours, our whole future. I raised them from eggs, one by one. Now they're gone, I feel so useless. I sat beside him, gently took his hand, voice soft but firm. Robert, look at me. You're not useless. You're the hardest working, most loving man I've ever met. Chickens gone, we raise more. Money gone, we earn again. But you are my everything. Today I'm going with you. We'll talk together, remember every tiny detail. I believe as long as we don't give up, heaven won't abandon us. Robert looked at her, tears rolling down his suntanned cheeks, then nodded strongly. Yes, with you. I'm not afraid anymore. At 5:30, they set off on the motorbike, Robert in his old helmet, Mai behind him hugging his waist, her pew scarf fluttering in the cold wind. The mountain road, over 30 kilometers to the district town, was slippery with fog and fallen pine needles. On steep slopes Robert had to get off and push. I got off too and pushed beside him, both covered in mud but not a single complaint. Along the way, I told funny stories from Hanoi to ease his tension. Mom said next time you visit, she'll cook beef for you. Do you like that? Robert smiled through tears. Of course. I even want to learn her bitter melon soup to cook for you back home. Mai rested her chin on his shoulder. Just having you beside me is enough. They reached the district police station around 8 a.m. The air was still biting, breath turning to mist. The station was an old single-story building, peeling green paint, faded sign, a few motorbikes parked in front, a brindle dog sunning itself on the porch and wagging its tail at visitors. Inside, the scent of burning charcoal from a small stove. A few officers drinking tea and chatting lively in Tay language. The young officer on duty, Trung about 28, pure Tay, tall and thin, bright eyes, warm mountain accent, was writing a report when he saw Robert and Mai enter. Robert's hands shook as he held the statement Mai had neatly written for him the night before. Officer Trung stood immediately, smiling kindly. Come in, sit down. Have some hot water first. It's freezing. You came so early in this cold. Mai returned the smile. Thank you, brother. We're from Nalia village. The road is far, so we left early. Officer Trung poured 2 cups of hot water, pushed a box of peanut candy toward them. Eat something to warm your stomach. Tell me what happened. Robert bowed deeply, voice breaking. Hello, sir. I'm Robert from Nalia village. I'm here to report that 50 free-range chickens were stolen on the night of November 16th. They were my entire fortune. I raised them from eggs. At that point his voice cracked, tears falling onto the table. I quickly wiped them with a tissue, her other hand squeezing his tightly under the table. Officer Trung's face turned serious. He pulled his chair closer, voice calm and warm. 50 chickens. Professional thief. Tell me every detail. Don't leave anything out. Robert took a deep breath, tried to stay calm, and began from the start. That evening he had taken Mai to Hanoi to visit her mother. Left the village at 3 p.m. His best friend Sung locked the coop at 8 p.m. and double-checked doors and fence. Next morning at 6 a.m. Mrs. Lan went to feed them, coop completely empty. Only a few golden feathers left, feed troughs overturned, porcelain water bowls shattered, white shards everywhere. A small section of the bamboo fence was cut, just big enough for one person to slip through. But strangely no footprints on the damp ground. A small piece of black cloth caught on a bamboo thorn, probably torn from the thief's clothing. A strong smell of Vinataba cigarettes near the coop. The expensive kind rarely smoked in the village, only by a few who often go to town. And yesterday, Mai and he revisited the scene and found motorbike tire tracks on the dirt path behind the farm. Aggressive tread, a V-shaped crack in the middle. Like an old wave, Officer Trung wrote down every word carefully, eyes lighting up at the cloth scrap, cigarette smell, and tire marks. Very smart, Robert. Most people just say chicken stolen and stop there. You even remember the smell and tire marks. These are extremely valuable clues. And you, Mai, great job spotting the tracks. You must help him at the farm a lot, right? My blushed and smiled. Yes, I often help feed the chickens. So I know the ground well. Officer Trung nodded, laughed heartily. You two work together so well. I might have to recruit you as assistants. He spread a district map on the table, marked 3 main roads out of the mountains with a red pen, carrying 50 live chickens. Definitely by motorbike, not on foot. I'll check every junction. And Vinataba cigarettes. Does anyone in Nalia or nearby villages smoke them regularly? Robert thought for a moment, then his eyes brightened. Yes, Chung, the cross-eyed from the next village, about 5 kilometers away. Often goes to town to hang out, smokes that brand. Even brags it's the real stuff. He has an old green wave. The front wheel always rattles. Officer Trung wrote the name down immediately. Underlined it twice. Perfect. Anyone else? Robert shook his head. That's the only one I remember smoking something that expensive. Officer Trung stood up, voice firm. Today I'll go up to the village, disguised, check residence records, observe which houses suddenly have new chickens, new money, motorbikes with matching mud. Rest assured, even though the village is poor and has no cameras, we police live by our conscience. 50 chickens are your entire fortune. I understand. I grew up in a village too, raised chickens and pigs myself. I promise to do my absolute best. Robert bowed deeply again, tears falling once more. Thank you, Brother Trung. I just hope to recover even a few. So I know my hard work wasn't in vain, so I can still take care of Mom Mai and Mom Heen in Hanoi. Mai took out the sticky rice cake and small bottle of corn liquor. Please accept these small hometown gifts. My mom asked us to give them to you and the team to stay warm. Officer Trung waved his hand with a kind smile. No gifts by regulation, but I'll accept the cake for the whole team to share at lunch. Thank you both for trusting the police. Walking out of the station, the sun had risen, piercing the fog, shining on the red dirt road. Robert was quiet, but no longer as heavy-hearted as when they arrived. Mai stopped the bike on the roadside, wiped his tears with her scarf. See, Brother Trung is wonderful. He'll help us. Robert held her hand tightly. Voice hoarse, I'm not sad about the chickens anymore. I was sad because I feared I couldn't provide for you, for Mom Heen, but today, I feel hope again. With Brother Trung, with you, with Mom, with the village. I'll stand up. I'll build a stronger coop. raise better chickens. My leaned her head on his shoulder, whispered, I'm proud of you. You're smart, you're resilient, you don't run away. Even if only one chicken remains, I'll stay with you forever. That afternoon, Officer Trung, disguised in an old jacket and cap, rode a beat-up motorbike up to the village for residence checks. No one knew he was quietly observing every house, every new coop, every man smoking strong cigarettes, every old wave. The investigation had only just begun, but the seed of trust had already sprouted strongly in Robert's heart, in Mai's, and in the whole small mountain village, from the cold police station to the tiny details Robert and Mai remembered so well. To Officer Trung's dedication, today no chickens were recovered, but faith in people and justice was restored. Today's lesson: no matter how great the loss, as long as we still have trust, love, and good people around us, we can rise again. Stronger. If this warms your heart, please hit like, share, and subscribe to Robert now so we can wait together for the investigation results in the coming chapters. Thank you for being with us.